So I'll start with Miss Cote d'Ivoire, aka Ivory Coast. So her cause is about fighting maternal mortality, which I have mentioned in her intro video some time ago. So she has been consistent about her cause. Now, her what she's informing in this video is that this happens in developed countries and developing countries, which, to be honest, I can confirm. It has been an ongoing issue. Now, the issue, for example, when it comes to Africa's case, because this does not only happen in Ivory Coast, is that in rural areas, they do not have access to proper health facilities, which, you know, is very, very common. And so because of this causes, I'll say, being unalived, leaving sometimes a family behind, your children behind. And this has been an occurring case. She wants to fight this because at the end of the day, nobody should lose their life just to bring another life into this world. And like I said, there are cases where, and this is not even what she said, but there are cases that sometimes you need C-section. It's not everything that you can do, but then again, if you don't have the proper supplies for it, then this is what leads to death. Now, so how she wants to go about it, she explains it first, how she wants to tackle this issue. Of course, her mission is to work with NGOs, women's organization, the Ministry of Health, how they can provide solutions for free childbirth in these proper facilities that have these health supplies. She said, of course, being realistic, it's a step-by-step thing. It's not going to eradicate anything, but it's step by step by step. And they'll get there to do that. Saving lives. Which is a very nice, this is a very nice voice of change. And also raising awareness, making it known that this is an issue. And I think that's a good cause. It's a very good cause. She explained it based on what we know. She has been consistent with her cause. She explained that there has been an issue when it comes to maternal mortality, especially in rural areas. Sometimes they cannot afford these better health facilities that have all these things. If you go to rural areas, all the supplies that they have, that's all they can afford. And so these are things that can be avoided, and she is very, very vocal on fighting it. So that's actually a very, 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 very good one. So now we have the Voice for Change Congo, Miss Congo, her video. And again, she has been consistent with her cause since the show. We have seen her advocacy. So her advocacy is, she's a peace advocate. We know the issue that has been going with Eastern Congo for 25 years. It's been a complex issue, and also the insecurity that occurs there. So hers is that, of course, she explains that what happened there is like the worst humanitarian and insecurity in the whole world. We know the history. The conflict has claimed many lives. There have been many women that have been raped, even child abuse in this whole thing. Yeah, this all boils down to resources and everything. And so because of this, the residents from those communities, they've been displaced. They end up being refugees. So her and her team, they supply basic needs, visit these camps, listen to their stories, just be of bloody dogs. Be of any assistance to them. So in her case, she has partnered up with a charity, to supply them with basic needs, food, supplies, everyday need, in order for them to supply water, you name it. And so, like she said, she and the charity that she works with, they cannot do it alone. We all have to come together and do this, raise awareness with what's been happening in the Congo. So like I said, it's a good initiative. It makes sense that this is the one that she's advocating for, because she is from the Eastern Congo. She herself has also said that she has gone through that. and they've been displaced, and it was not easy going through that. And the fact that of course she has survived, she feels very, very grateful. So like I said, she's yeah, she's it makes sense that this is her voice. Now, if it's my opinion in regards to Congo, it breaks my heart that Congo is the way it is. I'm not gonna lie, it's supposed to be the richest country in Africa, the country that has the most resources. Hey, and they've been fighting for God knows how long. Imagine you were born in that situation, yeah, and you witnessed what happened, let's say 30 years ago, and then, you know, till this day they're still doing it. Hi, I don't even want to talk about it. Seriously, it breaks my heart. But yeah, it takes more than that. If we have to be realistic, it takes more than just charity. It's not a long-term solution. They know what to do to resolve this whole issue. The elites, they know, but I'm not going to go deep into that.
The tapestry of our nation. Every thread tells a story. Every color holds a memory.
So the next one now is Chidinma Adetshina. So we have her Voice of Change video. And I see, of course, as usual, she's getting support. So I think her video, of course, it's a bit poem-like. So she explains like what division causes. The fact that us being not united, it causes a lot of division, a lot of misunderstanding. Like I said, it's a bit like a poem. They show the video of you know, very affected area. You see it's like maybe war zone areas and all that. And yeah, saying that I've witnessed the scars left by misunderstanding, the wounds inflicted by words meant to divide us. Yeah. They show ShopRite. I'm not sure if this was in South Africa when the fire thing happened, or Nigeria. And then individuals, it erodes the very essence of our community. What if we embrace our differences, not as barriers but bridges? Okay. To be united does not mean the same. It means we celebrate the mosaic of our identities. So at the end of the video, it says 10 reduced inequalities. So 10 reduced inequalities. Equalities based on income, sex, age, disability, sexual orientation, race, class, ethnicity, religion, and opportunity continue to persist across the world. Yeah. So this is vital to promote peaceful and inclusivity. You know what? Again, if you guys like, you can watch the full video. It's even on Chichi's Instagram or the website. Yeah. Based on what I've gathered, I think I have an issue with many things about this video, and this is, to be honest, not Chichi's fault. This is not Chichi's fault. I'll say that this is more the fault of Miss Nigeria organization. Yeah. I feel what I'm about to say is very, very controversial. The video is all over the place. That's first of all. I feel I may not be correct. I think that they probably had this plan to film wherever they were supposed to film, and whoever the winner was going to be, they would get the same video. That's the first thing. Chichi's voice in this video is amazing. She's somebody who is very soft-spoken. You can feel compassion in her voice. Yeah, this is a poem, no problem. But the thing is, the video does not really match what she's saying. I know that her cause, because I've said in the previous video that her advocacy is not clear to me. It's not clear to me. Now I understand it's been a short time. You know, it was not planned for her to compete in Miss Nigeria. Yeah, it was not planned. It happened so suddenly. There was short time to do everything. Yeah. So of course she has to work with her organization, Miss Nigeria Universe. Now, the cause about her issue, let me just be honest of what her cause is. And it is based on what she has been through. Yeah. It is, for example, the usual xenophobia, the Afrophobia, I'm not going to go deep into it. Nigeria versus South Africa, the whole wahala. It has that is it. Yeah. So her advocacy is, of course, in her case, you know, she's been discriminated against based on her Nigerian name. And I'm not even talking about the identity thing that happened afterwards, which again, we don't know. It's still allegedly, even though Home Office, they cancelled it, but I'm not going to go deep into it. But let's just be honest, when she competed, I've said it before, you know, as a black, let's say, as she's South African, her name was not Babaloa, Zandile, you name it, yeah. It was not that. It was not Tando. So, of course, the year Chidinma, and then the surname too on top of that. First name, surname is Nigerian, yeah. So I understand. That's not a problem. Now, when it comes to, because like I said, her cause is unity, African unity. Especially, let's say in Africa, we still have tribalism. In certain countries, it's more than others. There's tribalism, there's Afrophobia, there's whatever, yeah, within a continent. So she wants to preach unity, and that's a very, very good cause. Now, her team, they missed the mark on how they could have marketed this video and the initiative. We need an official initiative charity, yeah, maybe the Chidinma whatever charity, advocacy, whatever, because you need to stick to one thing. And then, okay, since she's in Nigeria, she could have touched base on tribalism, you know, which is unfortunately a bit of an issue in Nigeria. It is what it is, yeah. They could have gathered all the people from each tribe in the video, show each and every one of them, and come up with some kind of proper infomercial about unity, peace and unity in that division. How we are supposed to go about it, what has caused it. There we have different tribes, different languages, sometimes intermarrying, the issues that happen within it. Or you go to another country, or even people from other countries, neighboring countries, that could have been used as an example. Why are we not all brothers? Are we not supposed to be united? Why are we discriminating against each other? Now, aside from that, how are you going to go above that cause? What would you do to stop it? There are other ways. There's PSA on the TV, on the radio, on things to be educating people about it, things that should be informed mostly. We should be holding more events in school when it comes to promoting unity. Everybody comes in their own cultural wear. Everybody comes in something like an African Day or a national day where we embrace all cultures, all ethnic groups, all languages, and just to promote some things, and also being against bullying within the community. Being bullied, what are the precautions regarding that? Are you going to work with I'm not sure, Minister of Education in regards to that, or which government body are you going to work with to stop this? Now, when it comes to the whole South Africa and Nigeria thing, I cannot speak for that, because things like this is always deeper. But I just want to say that the video did not correlate. What I got from the video, again, this is my opinion, you have every right to your opinion. What I got from it is, and this is not Chichi's fault, the Miss Nigeria organization, they just said, listen, let's hurry up, yeah, we have our winner now, we just need to shoot something very quickly. We need to just make sure that, hey, we shoot something, this is the voice for change, let's just submit it, that's it. Because you know why I'm saying this. I feel that some of the content that they had from that video is not specifically filmed from them. Let's just be honest. I saw some of the content and I'm like, what kind of video is this? You know, they went one day to a rural area. I don't know which part it is. I'm not sure if it's up north, yeah. And what they did is the usual thing, the feeding, giving of necessary supplies, basic supplies, feeding the community, talking to them, that's it. This is something we see every time. The reason why I'm so frustrated is because when it comes to Africa as a whole, it's like we're being the poster child of charity. Oh, feed us, we're hungry, we're crippled, we don't have food to eat, we are that, yeah. I'm not sure if, again, if it's in regards to, but I just don't understand it. It's the same thing over and over again and again, which is different from her cause. Now I understand the basic element is that if there's no unity, if we don't live in peace with each other, then there's war, then there's division, then there's another issue. For example, the war between Palestine and Israel. For example, the issue between Congo, things like that. So I understand from that part what she's going through. But I don't know, this is so complex. It's so complex, but there's not a clear direction of what the cause is. That's the thing. Because even when she listed out, we don't see if it's the Chidinma's foundation. You know, we don't see that. We see that the list that they provided, providing justice for all. So for example, she showed the video of the 10 reduced inequalities. You need to focus on one thing. You know, yes, it's nice. We know that there's 10 reasons why there's inequality, but everybody, they see their lane. They're like, this is the cause that I want to work with. If it's an inequality of ageism, yeah, if it's an inequality of maybe, I don't know, sexual orientation, religion, division, things like that. You need to focus on one thing. In your case, let's just be honest. In your case, let's just say it was xenophobia. Yeah, that was in your case. You you stay focused on it and you move forward. You focus on that because again, maybe there have been many cases of xenophobia. There have been many cases of xenophobia and you want to fight that. You want to fight the issue. Now, again, like I said, I'm not going to go deep into it because, you know, there are some people that will say that, and I'm just talking about her case. Some people will say that actually it was not xenophobia. It was not an issue. What she did was wrong. So-called her and her mom, they stole somebody's identity, blah, 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 all that one, this and that. I cannot speak for that, but let's just be honest, before that whole thing came up, you know, when they heard her name, and she had a Nigerian name, there have been many cases of that, but I'm not going to go deep into that, yeah? So I want a clear vision for Chidinma's voice of change, yeah? It should just be one specific clear vision. What are you fighting for? In her case, it is equality. Yeah, specifically within Africa. We don't need Afrophobia. We don't need xenophobia. It probably has been an occurring issue, maybe specifically where she has lived before. And in her case, she has participated in South Africa. Unfortunately, she had to withdraw. You know, in her case, she did not feel welcomed. She did not feel welcomed. And the place that she has known as home for God knows how long, since her birth, is no longer hers. Yeah, just because she felt different. That should have been the cause. People who have been maybe in her situation, they're quite there. Yeah, there have been enough people that have been in her situation. It's not even only the South Africa one. Even in Europe, it has happened. Yeah. Now again, I don't know the issue about her identity. Not going to talk about that. We're not a political channel. We cover pageantry news, so things like that. And then she could have put the step how to go about it. Since it's a global issue, you know, you want to unite everybody. You want everybody to come with a story. Anti-discrimination. Are you going to work with schools to educate them on the recurring issues that has been happening? The foreign kids that are being bullied in school because they don't feel welcome, they're different. How are you going to go about it? Are you going to work with the Minister of Education, with which government body, with which NGO, with which whatever way? How are you going to go about it? So that's just the thing. I wanted a clear vision. But again, the issue that I had with her organization, they just rushed in. They said, let's just put a few images. Let it just look like a war-affected thing. Anything maybe that happened in the north or whatever, let's just put it. No. Because if we have to go to her video, you know, what we saw, the unpleasant sight of a very, very, very deprived area, that's something different. I even have another way to tackle it, but it's a very controversial one that I'm not going to go about it. I'm just going to be critically honest, because when it comes to this type of charities, it's like, yeah, it's okay. It's my birthday. Do you know how many times people do it? On their birthday, they go to the homeless shelter or they go to deprived areas. They just give the usual food. They distribute food, distribute clothes, distribute some money. The issue is still there. The issue is still there. It's not going. It's like you keep doing the same thing. You keep feeding. How about, how do we promote birth control in these rural areas? I know that religion is an issue, and they'll say, well, I'm not allowed to do this. Because you have some people, they have 8 children, 9 children. They cannot take care of them. Talk less of sending one to school. You cannot even send one of your children to school, 2 of your children to school. You make those kids thinking that they will be your retirement fund and that they will take care of you. And then eventually it looks like you're what? You're crippled. You're mentally crippled. You know what? You guys might attack me. I don't care. Because this is even an issue that I've been having for God knows how long. If we're talking about the video, like, what is it? Like, must we always be seen as the laughing stock of the world? Yeah? In this day and age, in 2024, you still have people who live like that, basic needs. Yes, some people might be blaming the government. Government this, government that, government this, government that. Government didn't tell you to have 10 children that you cannot take care of. Yeah? You do what you can do. If we all have to wait for government, what the hell is going to happen? And then eventually they're just being made as the product. They're just there and they're like, you know what, I'm here. Just use me for your charity campaign. Use me for that. I'm just being honest. I saw the girl from the Netherlands even. Like, Netherlands has its issue. The voice for change for the old girl in the Netherlands, the contestant. Netherlands has its issues too, baby. But what did she do? She took a flight to Africa and she said, let me film my charity video here. I'm being brutally honest. But anyway, let me just move forward. Let me go to the next one. So tell me what you guys think about this one. Let me move on to the next one. Also, my final opinion on this whole issue, I don't think that Chidinma stole Mia's advocacy speech or whatever. Yeah, yes, it is about inclusivity, but there are so many contestants in Miss Universe that have an advocacy that involves inclusivity, but inclusivity is very, very broad. Yeah, so one of Mia's courses, which is specifically the deaf one, that's part of the inclusivity format. Similar to Chidinma's one. Chidinma's one is discrimination slash xenophobia. That's also part of discrimination. So it's very, very broad. I would not say that this is something that's being copied. Yeah, I disagree with that. But yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, what do you think about this video?